In December 2021, Armstrong Powerhouse released the Class 800, 801, 802 and 803 Enhancement Pack. These trains are part of the Hitachi A-Train family, also known as Intercity Express Trains or IETs. The Class 800s entered service with Great Western Railway in 2017 and then with London North Eastern Railway in 2019. A further order of Class 801s were then added to LNER's fleet in 2019. From 2018 and 2019 also, Class 802s entered service on GWR, First Hull Trains and TransPennine Express. Finally, a handful of Class 803s entered service on the ECML with the open access operator Lumo in 2021. Before diving into the enhancement pack, we're going to take a look at the default model first. I did briefly touch upon it in my route review for London to Peterborough, but I'll go over it once again for the sake of comparison. The default model, based off the Class 801, was an actuality released well before the real train came into service. Dovetail Games had obtained a license from Hitachi to create it, and it stems from the prototype which featured in Train Simulator 2012. The model itself looked very sleek, and both cab and passenger viewpoints also looked convincing. However, I felt that the cab's camera was a bit too close to the desk. I also thought that the lighting in the passenger view was a bit on the bright side. In terms of functionality, the train was a basic stick it in forwards, push and go type affair, with only the automatic warning system, driver vigilance device, sander, lights, wipers, horn and nose cone simulated. The sounds were reused from those obtained from the Class 395 for the London to Faversham high-speed route, and at the time the sounds themselves were not too bad, with the exception of the horn, traction motor whine and track clatter. As for the drive, the train boasted rapid acceleration, but unfortunately I found the brakes to be quite poor and slow to apply, which made things a bit challenging. Now we move on to the EP, which brings enhanced visuals and the appropriate liveries. Following the application of a free and separate branding patch, the logos for London North Eastern Railway, Great Western Railway, First Hull Trains, TransPennine Express and Lumo become visible. The plain Hitachi white and TransPennine grey liveries also feature. The train features newly modelled cabling between the carriages, in addition to vehicle-specific underframe detail, courtesy of Major Wales Design. Automated numbering also features, so that the train's fleet number is the same at both ends. Inside, the cab has been retextured and the camera has been repositioned so you can see more of the desk. Lighting in the passenger view has also been subdued and the seat coverings are now livery dependent. The EP adds a cold and dark start procedure. This involves switching on the auxiliaries, turning the master key, selecting neutral, acknowledging the automatic warning system and false alarm, and selecting a power mode on a bi-mode unit.
PWS and AWS operational.
The physics have been tweaked to try and emulate the real unit, and they differ depending on which power mode is selected. In electric mode, there is a constant rate of acceleration up to speeds of 23 miles per hour, where it tails off as speed increases. In diesel mode, the rate of acceleration is 70% of that in electric. The Class 801's diesel generator has also been simulated, and these are used to get the train to the closest station in the event of a power failure. As such, performance is severely limited, especially so on a 9-car 801/2, where on level track you can reach a maximum speed of 60 miles per hour eventually. The train's friction, dynamic, holding, hill start and emergency brake systems have been simulated. In terms of slowing the train down on the move, I find that the brakes are certainly stronger than the default model, and it feels more controlled. Both wheel slip and wheel slide also feature, and these go hand in hand with AP's latest adhesion script, which doesn't just take the season and weather into account as the old version did, but it now also adds the dampness of tunnels and the time of day. Visually, the train boasts pantograph arc, first seen on the Class 325 Enhancement Pack, and now a feature on other overhead electric units from Armstrong Powerhouse. The strength of the arc is dependent on the time of day, weather and season. When arcing, you will see it on the pantograph, which illuminates the area around it to a varying degree with each arc. Note that illumination of the surrounding area will only occur after sunset and before sunrise. This is to avoid the unrealistic appearance of projected light in broad daylight. You will also audibly hear the arcing when it is moderate or heavy. In terms of door operation, this pack has 4 modes: guard operation, driver only operation, selective door opening by the driver, and selective door opening by the guard. Selective door opening is a new feature of this pack, where the doors will only open on coaches that are next to a platform. However, due to limitations in Train Simulator, this is reliant on the build quality of the platforms in your chosen route. The sounds were recorded from a GWR unit at Old Oak Common. There is a caveat though, in that AP were not able to acquire the sounds of the diesel engine running under power. I don't have an issue with the diesel sounds that have been produced, and fingers crossed that one day AP will be able to source more appropriate recordings. Apart from that, the overall sound design is excellent, with good definition and a high sensation of movement. 2 types of horn are simulated, and I also like that when it stops raining, the windscreen wipers will start to protest. If you listen carefully, you may also hear them at work externally. 3 scenarios are included for the Alan Thompson simulation, Liverpool to Manchester via Chat's Moss route. They are set at different times of day and test you in various weather conditions. Is there anything I would have liked to have seen also? Not especially, though I do feel that the GSMR should have been included, as the Electrostar EPs proved that this can be implemented without a new cab being made. Despite that little nitpick, I am extremely happy with this enhancement pack and the vast transformation that has taken place. If you want an IET that is drivable and more feature filled, then I would highly recommend purchasing the enhancement pack if you have not already done so. Please feel free to subscribe if you wish to stay up to date. Sharing the video, pressing the like button and leaving a comment on it is also very much welcome and appreciated. If you would like to help me purchase new equipment to make higher quality videos, or see me travel to new areas for more varied content, you can donate to me on Ko-fi or on YouTube via the Super Thanks button. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter for more updates. Above all though, thank you very much for watching and take care.